Hi guys, it's Danny. Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to share with you how I cleared up an ear infection naturally. Now, I specifically say how I cleared up an ear infection because I am not a doctor and I am not certified to give any kind of medical advice whatsoever, but this is just the thing that worked for me. Now, this is not the first time that I've used any of these items, so I know that I have no reaction in my body to these items because I've used these on my skin or internally before. Now, I just need to say one thing before I tell you how I did this, and that is to be aware of your body. If you're like me, when an ailment comes up, you try to heal it naturally first. That's the first step, is what can I do naturally to try to get rid of this so I don't have to go to the doctor and take medication. So while you're doing this, you need to stay very, very aware of your body, more aware than you are normally of your body even. So if you're not getting better and this is just making you worse, it's not helping you heal, it's getting worse, or it's just staying the same, then maybe you need to go see a doctor, whether it be an alternative medicine doctor, herbal doctor, or you go to the regular doctor. Just know that if you're trying this yourself, know when to go get help. Because with herbal or alternative medicine, and especially homeopathic medicine, there are certain variations or combinations that are right for certain people. So what you're doing might not be working for you. Now, getting onto the subject, if you've ever had an ear infection before, you know what it feels like when it's coming on. It's a lot of pain inside the ear. I've had them before. I kind of tend to get them once in a while, every couple summers, just from, I guess, the water, whatever bacteria is in the water, it gets in your ear, causes an ear infection. While I felt the symptoms come on, I immediately took a garlic pill because garlic is antibacterial and an antiviral. At the end of the day, I started to get a lot more pain in my left ear. It was really progressing and it was pretty evident that I had an ear infection. So what I did is I just took an old dropper that I had, I cleaned out the bottle, and I just put about 3 drops of tea tree oil mixed with mostly water in the dropper. And you don't want to go crazy with tea tree oil if you're going to try this like I did, because tea tree oil can really burn the inside of your ear if you don't dilute it enough. So just do a couple drops, and I put 2 drops in my left and 2 drops in my right, just because I was getting a lot of radiating pain to my right ear, but most of the pain was in my left. So I kept that in for a minute. I kind of just held my head on the counter and just let it sit in there for a minute and then drained it out. Woke up the next morning, had a whole day of work ahead of me, and I was still in a lot of pain. This is day 2, and it was probably the most pain by the end of the day that I had been in the whole time that I've had the ear infection. So I took a little cotton ball and I put just straight up lavender oil on it and straight up tea tree oil on it and a little bit of olive oil, and I stuffed that in my ear. And now the cotton ball will absorb most of the oil, so you're not just putting oils directly in your ear, like essential oils that might bother you. So what I did was I just stuck it in my ears and I went to bed. So after sleeping with the cotton swabs in my ears, the next day I definitely started to feel a little bit better. I was nowhere near the amount of pain as I was the previous night, but I knew I had to do something else to kick it in the butt. I knew there was something else I needed to do, and this is something that I go to as my antibiotic. Before I head to the doctors, if something's not working, I will go for this, and that is colloidal silver. I had the cream version in my house for topical use, but I had run out of the liquid version, so I ran to the vitamin shop to pick up another bottle. While I was there, I ran into somebody who was doing acupuncture testing. I'm not completely savvy in acupuncture, so I let him just do an overall health test on me, and I had told him that I was there getting colloidal silver for what I felt was an ear infection. And he sat me down at a table, had me hold one metal rod with one hand, and with the other hand, he had another metal rod that was just kind of zapping each finger. Not really, you don't feel anything, it was just kind of making a noise at each finger, and he had it hooked up to a laptop. And the laptop showed all of the levels, and with acupuncture, it's kind of the belief that the body has energy that flows like a river, and there are certain meridians that just get blocked, and then if you unblock them, that's supposed to heal whatever ailment you have. And there's certain, I guess, categories or sections in the body that they classify each as, and it came up that there was a block for my left ear. That kind of confirmed to me that I definitely had an ear infection. The main reason that he came up to me was because he heard me say colloidal silver. I was asking where the colloidal silver was in the store, so he really agreed with what my approach was to healing it. So that further verified what I was going to do. When the silver ions into your body, they seek to balance themselves, and they balance themselves by finding a pathogen. and when they connect with that pathogen in your body, they destroy it. It seems complicated, but it's actually pretty simple how colloidal silver can be used as an antibiotic. Now, of course, there's one drawback, and that is something that you have to be pretty extreme with to have happen to you, I'm pretty sure, because any kind of case that I've heard of it happening to someone, they've done it in excess. But there is a chance that your skin could get a blue tint to it if you overdo it. So just don't overdo it. So I just picked up a small bottle of it, and this bottle is only 10 parts per million, which is a pretty low amount of colloidal silver. But the brand claims that the ultra small particle size results in greater surface area, making the low concentration of just 10 parts per million more effective than brands up to 500 parts per million. So I didn't even take a full dose of this the first time I took it. I did probably about 2 droppers full in the ear directly and 3 under the tongue. And a whole serving is 1 teaspoon, which is 6 droppers full. By the next day, my ear infection was completely cleared up. And just for insurance, I took just 2 or 3 more droppers full under the tongue again for the immune support. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it to your friends, and subscribe for more videos.